So I keep seeing and or hearing this question getting asked. The question goes something like, which of these things is hardest for you to say? And then usually afterward, there's a multiple choice. And the choices are usually something like, I love you, or I need help, or I'm sorry, or I was wrong. And maybe there might be a fifth or a sixth choice too, but those are the ones that are popping into my head. And so the other day on one of the ISFP groups, someone posed that question, and I quickly answered when I saw it that for me, the answer is I need help. Well, I watched as the answers got populated by more and more people, presumably mostly ISFPs. And I think probably every choice was chosen by somebody. But in the end, I think the majority report was that ISFPs have trouble saying, I need help. So I want to kind of dive into that. And then I'm going to explain how this all ties into the idea of sort of winning the heart of the ISFP. Okay. So why do ISFPs have trouble asking for help? Well, I think that normally, if you were to hear somebody say, I have trouble asking for help, you would think that that's a pride thing. You would think, well, they don't want to admit that they need help because they're too proud. They want to be self-sufficient. They want to be able to say, I can do everything on my own. Pardon me. I don't think that's the case with the ISFP. I think it's difficult for ISFPs to ask for help. I know it is for me, difficult to ask for help, but not for the same reason. So let me kind of explain how I see the concept of needing help from my perspective when other people need help. With my extroverted sensing, and I'm not going to break this down too much on a cognitive function level, but with my extroverted sensing, I'm constantly aware of, or pretty much constantly aware of everything that's going on around me. So I usually am very good at noticing that a person over here is, trying to get in the door while carrying a bunch of stuff, and they can't they can't quite make it in the door because they're trying to carry too many things. And I'm usually, I see that and I'm usually quick to go to the door and help them get it in. Or somebody's trying to carry 4 bags of groceries and I notice that, and I'm usually pretty good at, going to them and taking 2 of the bags of groceries and helping them in. Whatever it may be, right? Like I'm standing in front of the sink and somebody needs to rinse a dish. I notice that they're needing to rinse the dish. I move. I get out of the way so they can comfortably stand at the sink and work, okay? So I have a tendency to notice very quickly when people need help. And generally speaking, I try to help if I can. That's something that I care about. I can't stand to see somebody struggling to do something when I know I could help them, right? And I don't want them to need to ask me for help. I don't mind if they ask me for help. I'm happy to help if they ask. But I want to be a person who notices that a person needs help and goes and helps them very quickly, okay? I'll just give you an example. Last Thanksgiving, we were having Thanksgiving at my mother-in-law's. There were like 30 people. There was a huge get together. And one of the more elderly members of the family was needing something. I can't even remember what it was, a fork or something like that. I don't remember. But anyway, they're trying to get it. And, there's a lot of talking, commotion. People are doing things. And I noticed very quickly this person needs this. And so I just get up and get it for them, and the person's son commented, wow, you're really attentive to the needs of other people. Well, it's just that I see it. I hear them say the words that they need something. I see them trying to get something, and I'm very quick to help. I just think that's the right thing to do. It's the nice thing to do. It's something I want to be known for. Okay. And because I have this high extroverted sensing, I don't fail to notice the need. I see the need and then want to meet it. All right. So to me, that is an expression of care. It's an expression of love. It's a way of saying, hey, I care about you. I see that you have a need. Here, let me help you. All right. Well, when I'm the one who has the need, I have this sort of, I guess it's a thought process, okay? Whether it's a logical one or not, well, we'll let the introverted thinking. We'll let the ISTPs and INTPs decide whether this is logical or not. But when I have a need, when I'm working at something and I'm struggling and I need help, or however it is, whatever I'm doing that requires me to need, puts me in a situation where I need help, I just sort of think that people, if they care about me, should realize that I need help and come help me. Okay. So the reason that I don't want to ask for help is not because I'm proud and I want to be able to do it all on my own. Actually, if I'm being honest, I don't want to do it all on my own. I want help, and I'm happy to admit that I need help. Like if somebody said to me, hey, do you need help? I would be very quick to say, yes, yeah, that would be great. Do you mind to help? But I don't want to have to alert the person who is failing to see that I need help, or ask the person who sees it and is unwilling to help. I don't want to have to say, hey, could you come help me? I need help. Now, I'm not saying that my attitude on this is correct. I'm saying this is my attitude. And my guess is a lot of ISFPs will probably identify with this. So I want the people in my life to express their love for me, to show their care and their concern about me by realizing that I need help and coming to help me, okay, in whatever way it is that I need help. Now, what this really boils down to is this word, considerate. I find it extremely important that I be a considerate human being. And I want people in my life to be considerate people, both to me and to others. So this ties into that whole winning the heart of the ISFP. Now, I don't necessarily mean winning the heart of the ISFP in the concept of love and relationship, getting married, that sort of thing. Although it certainly is going to play a role in that. I just mean winning the heart of an ISFP in any way, shape, or form, getting them to be your friend, getting them to consider you to be someone that they want to be around. If you want to be in the life of an ISFP in any way, shape, or form, however, you need to win their heart, right? I mean, that's true of all types. Like if I want to be in the life of an INTP, I need to win that INTP's heart in some way, shape, or form so that he or she wants to be around me, okay? And again, that's true of every type. So if you want an ISFP to want to be around you, then you need to be a considerate human being, because being inconsiderate or being not considerate, and I think there's a difference, and I'm going to explain that in just a moment. If you are not considerate, or you are, especially if you are inconsiderate, you are going to alienate the ISFP to the degree that the ISFP may say, I don't want to be around you. Now, what do I mean by the difference between not considerate and inconsiderate? I mean, putting in front of a word just means not. So, right, they're the same. But let me kind of explain my thinking here, okay? Even though I might be torturing the English language just a little bit, so forgive me for that. I think of INFPs and INTPs. They have extroverted sensing as their blind spot. Or for you people out of socionics, it's their polar function, okay? So that means that they're not always very attuned to what's going on around them in the physical world. So these people may fail to realize that someone in the room has a need, okay? They may just be oblivious to it. All right. Now, being not considerate in this sense, and I guess now that I think about it, I'm playing semantics here, but let me just paint the difference nonetheless. So there would be people who would not be quick to come help you because they're just oblivious. They don't realize that you're needing help. They may not even realize you're in the room, much less you're in the room and need help, okay? So this may be a situation where a person just hasn't made it a priority to be considerate. They haven't made it a priority to be on the lookout for opportunities to help other people. Now, I don't mean to throw INFPs or INTPs under the bus. There are some extremely considerate people in both personality types. I'm just using that as an example because they have low extroverted sensing, okay? So what I'm saying is people who do not have extroverted sensing very high in their function stack may just not realize that there's someone around that needs help. And so they're not willfully saying, I won't help you. They're just not even noticing that you need help. Nevertheless, that being said, as an ISFP, if I'm not cognizant of that, like if I don't understand personality type or know anything about the cognitive functions, or if I'm just not really taking the time to be open-minded to that possibility that that's why the person is not helping me, then I'm probably going to get upset. I'm probably going to look at that person and say, how can this person be so inconsiderate, right? That's what I'm going to label them. I'm trying to get this work done. They can see I need help and they refuse to come help me. How inconsiderate, okay? So that's a person who's going to alienate himself or herself from me because I'm going to be frustrated with that person over the fact that they're not taking the time to help. I won't ask them for help. Okay, right or wrong, I won't ask them. I'll just expect them to see that I need help and to come running. And when they don't, I'm going to become frustrated with them, angry at them, and label them as, not a very considerate person or inconsiderate. Now, where I'm dividing between the oblivious person who just doesn't realize that I'm there or that I need help, I'm dividing that from the truly inconsiderate or the person who is going out of their way to just not care. So the person this would be, let me rephrase this. This would be the person who sees that I need help. There's no doubt that they see that they're standing in my way, that they could come to my aid and help me with some project or some task, but they just don't. They just don't care. They don't want to, okay? That's even worse, all right? Now, I'll admit, in the moment, I don't usually differentiate between the two. In the moment, if somebody won't come help me, I don't take the time to say, well, maybe they don't realize that I need help. I usually am more like, I just assign bad motives to them and say, well, clearly this person just doesn't care. They're rude. They don't want to come help me. They can clearly see that I need help. But there are those people who would help if they realized I needed help. They just don't realize it because they're not paying attention. And then there are those people who wouldn't help under any circumstances, even if I asked. Those people are way off the charts in the wrong direction. So if you want to win the heart of an ISFP, you need to be a considerate human being. If you are inconsiderate, you are going to lose us. Well, you're going to lose the ISFP. You're going to lose us quickly because being inconsiderate or rude or hateful or mean in any way, shape, or form is going to drive the ISFP away in a moment. Okay. And now I have found in my life, I'm speaking for myself here. I'll be curious to see you other ISFPs chime in. Let me know if you agree that I will usually give someone a number of chances to be considerate, to prove to me that he or she is not a chronically inconsiderate human being. But once I have decided that you are a chronically inconsiderate human being, I have no room for you. I can't bear it. I can't take it. I can't be around you if you're chronically inconsiderate. But at the same time, when a person proves over and over and over again that he or she is considerate, then I am automatically going to want to be in that person's life and I'm going to want them to be in mine. I've found, I've got an ESFJ in my life, a couple of ENFPs in my life, my ESFP daughter. There are certain personality types that are over the top considerate, and these are some of them. But I'm not trying to throw any other personality type under the bus. I don't know that there is a personality type where they're just always inconsiderate. So I don't mean that at all. But what I'm trying to say is there are some people who are they're just tuned in, right? They see, oh, here's somebody who needs help, right? They're having struggle carrying that thing. They can't quite make it in the door. I'm in their way. They're trying to get through here. Let me get out of the way. Is there anything I can help you with? These are all things that if you do that for the ISFP, if you're constantly like, how can I help you? Is there anything I can do to help you? I see that you need help. Here, let me help you with that. That is just going to win my heart every day of the week. Okay, those are the people that I'm going to be like, man, I want to be around these people. I love being around these people. They're so considerate. Okay, so be considerate in the sense of being quick to help your ISFP friends and family without them having to ask. Because the truth is, if they're like me, and maybe they're not, maybe I'm that one ISFP who's totally different, but I don't think I am. If they're like me, they're not going to ask. They're just going to sit there and think, well, if you cared, you would come help. And when you do come help without being asked, you will have won the heart of the ISFP. They will love you for it. I love it when people help me without my having to ask. That is such a huge deal for me. And so if you're an ISFP, let me know if you agree with this. Leave it in comments so other people who watch this video will know whether or not what I'm saying is truly an ISFP thread, that runs true through ISFPs in general, or if I'm just the one off that is like this, okay? Please leave comments and let everyone who's watching know if you're an ISFP that you agree with this. If you're not an ISFP, but you have ISFPs in your life, well, if I'm right, then you're going to go a long way to winning their heart. If I'm wrong, you're not gonna make them upset or anything by being nice and helping them, right? So you can't go wrong. It's pretty much a win-win situation. And if you have any other comments, please comment. I love comments. Comment away. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this useful, would you please give it a like? I would really appreciate that. I'd also appreciate it if you would subscribe. I'm almost up to 100 subscribers, so please hit the subscribe button. The YouTube analytics is telling me that like 66% of the minutes watched that I've got are from people who are not subscribed. So all of you out there in non-subscribed land, would you please subscribe? Because that would be a big help to me and that would be really awesome. Please share these videos with your personality type loving friends. Thank you so much for watching and have yourself an awesome day. Be awesome also at all that you do. Don't just have an awesome day. Be awesome in the awesome day that you're having. Bye now.